Hello, Kim Searle, Emotional Mastery. Thank you for tuning in to this Facebook Live. So, today I've posted about setting an intention before you go to bed at night. And I've commented as to why that's important or why it can be very powerful. One of the things you'll have heard me talking about in a couple of my other videos is that brain cannot conceive the concept of the future. Doesn't understand it. It works purely on the learnings that it's had. So all your past experiences, all your emotional content, all your memories are stored in your body, either biochemically or electrochemically. There's probably some other, but these are the key ones. And it's important to understand that the brain works from the past. So whenever you go to open a door, you don't need to relearn that it's a door. You just know. How do you know? Because your brain has learnt it. It's something that it's used to seeing. So that's good. That's good news. Makes life a lot easier. There's more to it than that, obviously, but in simplistic terms, that's what it is. And how does it know that you're in front of a door? Because your five senses are picking up information 24/7, even when you're asleep. It's listening out, it's smelling what's going on, it's seeing when you're awake, unless you're awake during the night, of course, and then you are seeing. It's feeling, that sensory perception. And so all your senses are constantly pulling in data and passing that back to the brain. So that's interesting, isn't it? Whoever thought that our sensory behaviours are no more than conduits to the brain? And I'm sure if we think about it, we sort of know it, but I'm just making that very obvious and explicit here. They are just data gatherers that passes the information back into the brain so the brain knows what to do. Have I seen this before? Oh yes, this is what you do. Is this something that's like that? Oh yes, this is the way to behave. And consequently, in the now, our brain is constantly looking for what happened in the past. So what can you do about it? A really simple technique. So I mentioned on this post about intention is that what you can do is set a new past. What do you mean, Kim? What's that mean? Sounds crazy. It does, but it's not. So one of the things you can do is if you're going to bed at night is to set your intention for the next day. Now, whilst your brain is clever, it's not a miracle worker. So no point saying, can I win the lottery tomorrow? Because it won't be able to do that. But what if you said, I want to feel happier tomorrow? I want to feel some success. I want to imagine that by the end of tomorrow, I'll have done X, Y, or Z. What you are doing is giving information back into the brain that says this is what tomorrow is about, and it becomes the new past. It stores it in its memory banks, and it's like when tomorrow comes, it's checking when anything occurs. Oh, you wanted to look for that, check this out, and it will draw your attention to where you need to go. It might not happen straight away, but practice, because you just might find things start to change for you. I was listening to a gentleman called Jeffrey Allen over the weekend. I've signed up for one of his courses, and he does a lot of energy work, and particularly around the psychic side. I'm just fascinated with the whole energy thing and the idea that so much more is going on than you realise. Is that our future is not a single path. If you could imagine a spectrum of futures, and if you're like me, the future's in the future, in front of me, but if it's anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just that you have got lots of different futures based on where you are today. And if you could, with your intention, shift from one future to the next, I wonder if you could keep doing that, whether you could eventually shift your future to where you want to be. Now, sometimes it's really hard to go from A to B, but sometimes you can go A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, B. Maybe it takes a bit longer. It doesn't matter. The whole idea is to keep priming your mind with what it is that you do want rather than what you don't. Very often when I'm working with clients, and most definitely on Wednesday nights when I run my webinars, which were called Clear the Fear, but apparently Facebook didn't like that, so currently called Power Hour. I'm not sure I like that either, but still. It's more positive. My aim is to make sure that whoever's on that call has a positive ending so that they're starting to create the new them that they want to be. More confident, stronger, healthier, happier, lighter, more calm, more peaceful. Whole raft of different things that they want to feel or experience. And so with every session with my clients, that's exactly where I aim to take them. So they're in a better place, a stronger place by the end of the session. So, bit of a summary. If you've made it to now, thank you very much. But the idea is that you start to prime your mind with what it is you do want now. So that by the time you've got to tomorrow, the next day or next month or next year, you're well on your way. Takes a little bit of effort, but it's much easier than just allowing you to be pushed by your past, everything that's ever happened in your past, pushing you into this one line of the future. Much better that you reset that in some way so that you can start to be pushed by that new event that actually just shifts you slightly so that you can go off in a different direction. How awesome is that? So, any questions on that? Get in touch. Check out my webinar on Wednesday evening at 7 o'clock, free every Wednesday, certainly for the time being and potentially afterwards, to help you get a taste of how you could work with me. Or I offer for 30 minutes free for those who want to just explore whether I am the right person for them. And I think that's sensible. My name is Kim Searle, Emotional Mastery. My email address is kim@kimsearle.co.uk. And thank you so much for joining me. And sorry if you've just joined, Steph, I'm just about to drop off, but thank you very much for tuning in. The other videos I've done will also contribute to ways that you can help yourself through this crisis. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.